All right, everybody. So today I want to talk a little bit about appreciation. Now, appreciation is really kind of my icing on the cake. Everybody loves the icing, right? So let me get right into some of the icing. So appreciation comes with a little bit of an asterisk, right? I don't buy a house. If I'm looking at an individual deal, I don't buy it based on appreciation. Meaning, generally what we're talking about is market appreciation. So we talked about the fact that year over year, typically, outside of a bubble burst recorrection, the housing market tends to increase year over year, particularly in most of the United States. There's some pockets where you might not see those appreciation, but I choose to invest in areas where you will see market appreciation year over year. So keeping that into consideration, right? So I don't buy it just based off appreciation, meaning I will not buy a $100,000 house today without considering anything else, just knowing that someday it'll probably be worth $120,000. There's a million other things that I want to look into. But I do love that when all of my other boxes are checked, the fact that I can buy a house for $100,000 today, hold it for 10 years, and be able to sell it for $150,000, $200,000, whatever it will be. But that's the icing on the cake. So that is one of my favorite parts of real estate. As we talked about last time, there are different aspects of appreciation, right? There is the market appreciation and the sweat equity, right? Or what we call forced appreciation, where I have some control into this house. What's going to happen to this house? This is what we think about with a typical fix and flip. I come in, I see that the house could use new paint, new carpets, update the kitchen, maybe throw in some new windows, whatever, give it some curb appeal, and now I've forced the appreciation. As is, this baby was worth $100,000. I put some money into it, and now it's worth $200,000, right? That's forcing the appreciation. The cool thing about real estate is there's a lot of other ways that you can get involved with forcing appreciation. Maybe you take a single family house that actually could be converted into a duplex, and now you basically have two units, two cash flowing properties. I've seen people do that even with room rentals. They say, hey, I could rent this baby out for $1,000 a month. It's a 4-bedroom house. Or I could rent out each room for $500. 500 times 4, 2,000, doubling their rental income just by thinking about things creative and forcing that kind of appreciation, forcing that increased value to the home. There's other times where people can get into things like rezoning a property commercial, rezoning a piece of land. There's a lot of different ways that you can get into this appreciation stuff. Now, don't get yourself into trouble based off of it. Don't make your decisions just based on it. And like I said, there's different areas of the country where you won't see dramatic appreciation, right? I've lived in some of those areas. People say, how come you're not investing? Because your house is worth the same today as when I was a kid. That's why I'm not investing there. And I don't mean that by nobody get offended by that. You're bound to offend somebody whenever you're going to get on a video. But anyways, point being that certain areas of the country appreciate more than others. So if I can still maintain my other check boxes, which for me for long-term holds, we'll talk about it next time, is cash flow. If I could still make my cash flow and get some appreciation, why would I not do that? Other little hacks, if you want a quick hack. So you think about being a solopreneur, small business. How much money do you have to invest into research and development? Just it's not even a line item on most people's expenses. Like, oh, this year I'm going to spend $100,000 on research and development. Like, research and development is figuring SHIT out as it goes. That's pretty much what it is. But if you look at a company like Chick-fil-A, you look at a company like Starbucks, these companies have big pockets and are highly invested into real estate. And where is the prime real estate? Where do they need to go? Where are the people going that have money for their products, that also have money for houses, that also need places to rent and to live, right? Where are the people going? And they put so much time, effort, and money into that. They didn't just plop a Starbucks down by, throwing their finger on a map or pulling a town out of their behind, right? Like, they did some research and development into that. So if you do your research and development into following smart people, smart companies, and where they're going, you can hedge some of your bets kind of going forward that way. Walgreens is a good example of a real estate company. The book, Jim Collins, Good to Great, he talks about the fact that that was one of their primary metrics they looked at for Walgreens is what's the real estate that they want to plop their store on. Think about that as you're driving down the road a little bit later on today. Maybe you're driving in the car, listen to this now. Hopefully not watching the video and driving. That's silly. Don't do that. But next time you drive by a Walgreens, think about the value of that real estate, where they put that Walgreens. And oftentimes they're ahead of the curve. So watch the smart people, learn from that. Don't get yourself handcuffed with appreciation, but love on the icing. Again, I'm Zachary Betters, hoping you're enjoying this, wishing you a great day and a better tomorrow. Thanks, y'all.